This weekend, the engines will be roaring again at the Circuit of the Americas, but this time on two wheels as one of the fastest races in the world comes to Austin. MOTO GP, and joining me today is one of the American riders competing, Ben Spies of the Pramac Ignite team. Thank you so much for joining us today. One of three American riders, I guess, that are kind of on the tour right now. For someone who has never been to a MOTO GP race, how would you describe it to them?
It's going to be loud, fast, a lot of people, you know, a lot of excitement. You know, it's just it's real racing. You know, we don't have that many races in America, and now we have three and one in Texas. And I think this race in Texas, this track is one of the top three facilities in the world. COTA's done an amazing job with it, and I think it's really good too for the Europeans to come over and see that, and how much you know, it can benefit MotoGP. And they've tested here a couple weeks ago, and their first impression of the town and everything is great. It's a great town to host an event. They're used to doing that, so it's not out of the ordinary for them. And it's it's a pleasure for me to be a Texan too, and be able to drive to a race and race here.
The other two U.S. Races on the schedule are at Laguna Seca in California and at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We were just watching some video of it. Looked like maybe some practice runs there around the track. And that's one thing that just catches my eye. You guys get so low to the ground at such fast speeds. Talk about what that's like.
I mean, it's you know, I guess it's kind of like a fighter pilot, though. I mean, it's what we do. It's what I've been doing for 20 years, so it's kind of my office. I'm used to it. We can be going, you know, on the back straightaway here in Austin, it'll be 210 miles an hour, something like that. So you're going 190, 200, changing buttons, your electronics, you know, for traction controls and stuff like that. But when you get in a battle with other people, or it starts to rain or something, that's when it gets interesting. But yeah, I mean, you get low. Sometimes your elbow's touching the ground. Sometimes it doesn't work out as good as you want, and you make a mistake. But it's great for the fans, and like I said, for people that haven't seen it. Even I've seen people that don't know about motorcycle racing. They come to, you know, these races, and they see $1 million motorcycles that are that loud and fast, and it's incredible.
Your nickname is Elbows. Kind of talk about how you got that nickname.
Back in probably 2000, I was riding a bike. I think that I just didn't have a great feeling with the front end, the front tire of the bike, and my elbows just kind of started coming out a little bit more, and yeah, I just ride with my elbows out, and it's stuck since then, and yeah, that's kind of how it came about.
You guys have pads or pucks, I guess, on your elbows and your knees. Sometimes those have to get changed out during pit stops. Is that right? Yeah. Usually, it kind of depends. You know, your knee slider is more just kind of a gauge, you know, so you can know how far you're leaned over. Sometimes if you almost crash, it can kind of save you. You know, you can hold yourself up. I usually go through 2 sets of knee pucks in a weekend, so it's not that big of a deal. You don't have to change them every 30 minutes or anything, but it's quite interesting. But it's also good when you come in and you have a couple marks on your elbows, and your mechanics are looking at your elbows, and they know you're getting down to business. It should be very exciting. I know you have had a chance to make a few laps around the course, and your mentor, Kevin Schwantz, helped design a few of the turns, so it should be very exciting. Quite the adrenaline rush for the riders and the fans alike, and they're expecting like 90,000, 100,000 people out there on Sunday for the big race. Practice is Friday, qualifying on Saturday, and the race is at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Ben Spies, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thanks.